Okay, let me see. Yes! We are finally back at it after like 2-3 months. So we're finally back to building up to 720. And I don't want to start all over. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start from where we left off. So I know it's been a while, so if you don't remember, and also I'm a VTuber now, and I have a cat model with floppy ears. So where we left off was, we were building up to 720. I already beat Shadow Candy. I feel like I beat Shadow Candy a little too soon, actually. I probably should have done 720 first, and then did Shadow Candy, but, I didn't know that, so even though it says 3 stars on the menu, I still haven't beaten 720 yet. And last time I did Chester I did Penguin, because Penguin isn't fatal at all. And I also included Chester too. So this time, like I said, we're doing Sydney. Because all 3 animatronics, they all go through the same. No, wait, it was Sydney and Penguin. Sydney and Penguin, they go through the same door. So now I'm going to do Chester. Because he goes through the other door. Right? And obviously, not doing Candy yet because Candy goes through both doors. And basically, what my strategy is basically just add an animatronic at a time. Because I don't know how I didn't even practice. I haven't played this game like I think since this time last year. So this will be fun to see how I clean. And yeah, my strategy is Penguin after Sydney, Candy, because Candy also has the ice. Then I'm going to do Blank to incorporate that center window. Then I'm going to do Old Candy, who goes through the left door, if I remember correctly. Then I'm going to do that who is similar to Candy and goes through both doors. Alrighty. And also, I hope you guys like this model. I've mentioned who I commissioned on Twitter already, but let me grab the username just in case. Maybe you're one of my YouTube subscribers and you don't follow my Twitter, which you should. It's at Zamis_what. So Zamis what? Because it's a joke about how people pronounce my name. So the at is Lexi LEXY writer, so RYDERTV. That's the person I mentioned for the model and the game. There's also supposed to be like a whole setup that I pay for streaming too. I just have YouTube down my right and incorporated to Streamlabs. So if the next stream, maybe after that, or maybe the stream after that, it looks different, that's why. Because I actually have the files on my phone. I just have yet to put them on. Because this feels easier, for now. But I at least wanted to debut the model because obviously Lexi worked really hard on the model. And yeah, Lexi does cool stuff, and it's like sort of budget friendly too, I'd say. Like for what they do, it is definitely budget friendly, though I do have a feeling I get heavily discounted sometimes. Anyways, 5 Nights at Candy's. That's what you're here for. And we will see you eventually. Oh yeah, because I beat Shadow Candy, I already have Camera 13. I don't know how much help that would be. For completely honest. But that is, so if you notice, hey, there's an extra camera. That's fine. Oh man, I also forget that this game is like entirely mouse based. Hey, if anyone wants to buy me a mouse. So basically, so we're not incorporating blank yet. Honestly, I don't even have to pull up the cameras. I don't think, because I can just look at the doors. But I'm gonna practice the movement anyways. Okay, this door needs to be open first. And then this door needs to be open. I'm looking at the cameras anyway, so I can practice, looking. And again, we haven't incorporated blank yet, so... If I remember correctly, Cindy's AI is like super aggressive for some reason. So I definitely have to be keeping an eye out on that right door. I don't know why I keep calling it left. I keep calling Penguin and Sydney left and Chester right, even though it's literally the opposite. Pretty sure. It's like literally. I guess in my head, that's how I think about it, maybe? Or maybe I'm just an idiot. Gotta say, my mouse movement is actually decently impressive for the fact that I'm out of practice right now. I think doing Shadow Candy really helped me get the trackpad down. Because I don't have an actual mouse, I have a trackpad. So doing Shadow Candy helped me get it right, Okay, I think we're good. Obviously, I don't want the power to, rain. So, I am being cautious. Oh yeah, by the way, you can leave the night vision on. You don't have to turn it off every time you take down the camera. Maybe you do in the better version, but you don't have to in the vanilla game, not even the remaster. By the way, if you just think, oh, this is way too easy, wait till I start incorporating blank. Because I feel blank is really the most, blank and rat are the most difficult animatronics. Because Candy going through both doors is an issue because he has the glowing eyes. Rat is the issue because he doesn't have glowy eyes. So, like, sometimes, and also, like, so, I think it's like, so, it's Sydney, Rat, and then left forward is and Candy. And left forward is Chester, Candy, Old Candy. Okay, let me start over. Proud second speed. So, right is Sydney, Rat, Candy. So, Chester, Old Candy, and Rat. Center is black. So, but should be equal in theory, right? Oh wait. Anyways, so it should be equal in theory, but in practice, Candy seems, or at least in my game, he seems to prefer going to the left, and in practice, Rat prefers. No way. That's not what I'm thinking. Okay. In practice, it seems like Candy prefers going to the right with his sister, Sydney. And Brad also likes going right. So what ends up happening is you you have Old Candy and Chester to the left, because that's the only direction they could go. And then you have Chester, Penguin, no, not Chester, Penguin, Cindy, Candy. And Brad constantly at the right door. But you know you have to occasionally turn around and look at camera six. Because if you don't, then Chester or Candy will most definitely get you. However, there is one animatronic that makes it extremely different. It's our good blank. Because shit! I shut my mouth. There we go. Already I'm I just we're go. So so what I was saying was it doesn't feel like it's equally distributed. Because in theory, this is how it should work. Right door, Cindy, left door, Candy, Candy, Chester, and like the outline. It ends up in this door. Candy, and or Old Candy and Chester, and then Black. The problem, the problem, I don't know how it works. I don't get it at all. I don't use a create a game myself, but I'm not. Obviously, I can't actually. I don't actually understand fixing. So, what ends up happening with me is that their movements seem unequal. So, and honestly, most of the time when I die, it's because I'm worrying so much about Rat and Blake. Those two are the big problems in the game. I will say, those two are like the problem children in the game. So, yeah, now that we reviewed Five Nights at Candy's mechanics, I guess. So now that we've reviewed, I think we should be a little more confident to start building up. Oh yeah, do I boop the cat or do I boop the posters? I boop the posters. I boop the posters. Oh shit. Also, like, I'm used to playing Five Nights at Freddy's, so I'm like overly anxious about my power. So I tend to start opening doors like too soon when I probably shouldn't be. A lot of power in this game. Like, they're actually pretty generous. Fucker! I was just about to close the door too. Thanks, Chester. Very helpful. Like I said, I'm out of practice. I did warn you guys, I am in fact out of practice, so... You know what, I'm not even gonna pull up the cameras, I'm just gonna oscillate like this. Or, no, I do need to practice the movements. Feel repetitive, actually, look at the cameras. Or this. I need to time them. But I can't be on camera at the same time, so sometimes what happens is that they line up to kill you. So sometimes they'll line up to kill you. So you end up getting one animatronic consecutively after the other. It is kind of funny to think about, like, these deadly possessed animatronics lining up single file to kill you. You know, I think Mark also made the oscillating fan joke when he was playing Pizzeria Simulator. There you go. And how horrible is it, really? That does close the door, but... I feel like dying to you again. Dying to you again. Oh yeah, my reaction times are already getting better. To be fair, the game is not that difficult to tell, so difficult to also be fair. Difficult to is not to be right. It's just first game Neil. They're really fine here. It's just the be rat just really for some reason. Like I feel if you include the fan games, Rat is my favorite all the time. And again, there's all these issues. I would do when you're seeing them out. Let's do now, but for more here. So, my ideas. No, much more on it. The other side is 3 outside. And if it feels like this version of first guy from back to I don't know, that's weird. So I have like a fight every saw Markiplier, but I have no idea what was other I do barely found from her and Rat is an asshole. But like I don't know if it's just that I've never dove that deep into the lore or if it's just really just don't have that much in general to go off of. Which is probably the more likely explanation. Is that I feel like Five Nights at Freddy's 3 was definitely the most detailed of the games. Also, I really hope that Emil is actually working on Five Nights at Freddy's 4. I really hope so. Cause, like, from what I've seen, we don't have that much to go off. So, I would like, you know, more. And I don't know. Like, it feels like... Like, I wouldn't say that Rat and Cat are super evil or anything. I feel like they're just angry spirits. Which makes sense if you remember how they died, but... They're also not, like, benevolent either. You know, they're not heroes like the marionette is in Freddy's 2. He's clearly trying to kill on the like people and children. The way the works is recommending it when Riley puts it. See that? Right. So, yeah. That's weird. If you're watching this on YouTube later, or you're watching the Twitch VOD later, then, you know, definitely, comment. And like maybe if someone happens to know more about the lore than I do, maybe they explore it a little more. Uh, you're watching this on YouTube, especially on YouTube, because I check that a lot, and you know more about the Five Nights at Freddy's lore than you know. I know I said that already. I just wanted to make sure you understood what I meant. Because like, how I see Markiplier play Five Nights at Freddy's, so asshole. I did make a promise to myself that this stream was gonna be longer. So unfortunately, I have to go into this. Never mind. I was going to open that door. And I decided not open the door. Theo, the asshole, camping outside of it. Theo is like on the by the way. So that is the cat, which isn't in this game, is Anthony, and the potato. Oh! Are you kidding me? Go ahead, let me check the time first. Rude. Although girls support girls. Although I'm actually non-binary, but for all intents and purposes, girl. Now I just realized something. Cindy is the only non-binary girl in this entire freaking chat that isn't a human. She's the only female animatronic in this game. I never thought of that. Back to the grind. Working 9 to 5, we make it, it's getting by. It's all giving up, taking us too long, and never get breath. I'll simply backstage, behind the back. What? You get lined up for every honest. Grab info. See how this looks on the Metron camera. I have a problem. Because the baby, but that way got me on this fair. The blood was much higher. Should I just I probably should. He said games audio is allowed. Okay. So I'm gonna turn down to like fall now. I heard it didn't look. That entire hi. Alright, let's see that. Oh. Your order. Oh, God. Oh, okay.